Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Yet today we're going to be exploring something super interesting, the power of positive thinking.
Okay.
And we had this motivational video, the one that you sent over.
Right.
I thought it was fascinating how it highlighted, the science behind positive thinking.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about...
It's not just like a feel-good thing.
Right.
There's like a real neurological basis for how positive thinking can literally change our brains.
Okay, so the video talks about how unhappiness often comes from dwelling on these negative thoughts and feelings. And it challenges us to break free from that pattern.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, it all comes down to neuroplasticity, right?
Okay.
The brain's ability to, change and adapt throughout our lives. And so when we consistently focus on positive thoughts, we're essentially strengthening those neural pathways, making it easier for our brains to default to happiness.
So it's like building a mental muscle.
Exactly.
The more we use it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly. Think of it like learning a new skill, right? At first, it takes conscious effort.
Yeah.
But over time, it becomes more automatic.
Right.
And, the video emphasizes that this isn't just some new age concept.
Right.
Doctors and psychologists agree that chronic worry and negativity actually have a detrimental effect.
It really does.
On both our lifespan and physical health.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty powerful motivator to shift our thinking.
Yeah.
The video suggests spending 15, 20 minutes each day or even more doing something that, brings mental calmness. What are some practices that can help us, tap into that inner peace?
Well, I mean, there's so many options. Meditation, spending time in nature, listening to calming music, practicing gratitude. All of these can help quiet the mind and reduce stress.
The video also talks about how we often waste energy worrying about things that we can't control and encourages us to focus on what we can influence. And it brings in Stephen Covey's idea of the circle of concern versus the circle of influence.
Yeah.
Can you kind of unpack that a little bit further for us?
Yeah. So the circle of concern encompasses all the things that we might worry about, but have little or no control over. Things like, the weather or politics or other people's actions.
Yeah.
The circle of influence, on the other hand, includes the things we can directly impact. Our own thoughts, behaviors, and actions.
So the idea is to focus our energy on things that we can actually change.
Precisely by focusing on our circle of influence, we empower ourselves to take action and create positive change.
The video also suggests visualization as a way to combat anxiety, closing your eyes and vividly imagining peaceful settings.
Yeah.
So what's the science behind that?
Well, visualization is a powerful tool because our brains often have difficulty distinguishing between real and imagined experiences. So when we vividly imagine something, we activate many of the same neural pathways as if we were actually experiencing it.
So by visualizing a calm and peaceful scene, we're essentially tricking our brains into feeling more relaxed.
In a way, yes. And this ties into the idea that our expectations shape our reality.
That's exactly what the video says.
Right.
If you expect success, you're more likely to achieve it.
Exactly.
And it uses that analogy of planting seeds.
Right.
The seeds of positivity that we sow will eventually yield positive outcomes.
It's a powerful concept. Our beliefs and expectations can have a real impact on our actions and ultimately our results.
Yeah.
And when we believe in ourselves and our ability to succeed, we're more likely to take the necessary steps to make it happen.
What about when things don't go as planned, though?
Right.
The video acknowledges that setbacks are inevitable.
Of course.
But it encourages us to reframe them as opportunities for growth.
That's a key element of resilience, right? It's about adopting a mindset that sees challenges not as failures, but as learning experiences.
I love how the video puts it.
Yeah.
Life doesn't happen to me. It happens for me.
It's beautiful.
It's about finding that lesson in every experience.
Yeah.
Even the difficult ones.
Absolutely. And this ties back to the idea of neuroplasticity, right? When we face challenges with a positive attitude and a willingness to learn, we're actually strengthening our ability to cope with future stress.
So we're building resilience.
Exactly.
The video also spends some time talking about the detrimental effects of worry on our health.
Yeah.
It can shorten our lifespan.
It's true.
What's the science behind that?
Well, when we worry constantly, our bodies go into a state of chronic stress,
Right.
releasing hormones like cortisol. And over time, high levels of cortisol can have a negative impact on our immune system,
Okay.
our cardiovascular health, and even cellular aging.
So it's not just about feeling bad mentally.
No.
Chronic worry can actually damage our bodies.
Exactly. And that's why the video stresses the importance of clearing our minds before sleep.
Suggesting techniques like visualizing our worries flowing out of us.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way to think about letting go of anxieties and preparing for a more restful sleep. And speaking of sleep,
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the video's suggestion to replace worry with hope
Okay.
by setting concrete goals.
I think it's a fantastic strategy.
Yeah.
When we have something positive to focus on,
Mm-hmm.
it helps shift our energy away from dwelling on those anxieties.
Right.
And as we achieve those goals, even small ones,
Yeah.
it reinforces our sense of hope and self-efficacy.
Completely agree. It's about creating a sense of purpose and direction,
Right.
which can be incredibly empowering.
And that brings us to another key point from the video,
Yeah.
approaching problems with a calm and hopeful mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It emphasizes that every problem has a solution,
Right.
even if it's not immediately apparent. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's a crucial mindset shift.
Okay.
When we approach problems with negativity and fear, we limit our ability to think clearly and creatively.
Yeah. But when we approach them with a sense of hope and possibility, we open ourselves up to solutions that we might not have seen otherwise.
The video even gives some practical tips for problem solving,
Yeah.
encouraging us to gather information, reflect on the situation, and allow solutions to emerge organically.
It's about trusting our intuition and believing in our ability to find a way forward.
And finally, the video offers some advice on handling heartache,
Yeah.
which it acknowledges is a universal experience,
Right.
suggesting staying busy, returning to routines,
Mm-hmm.
and resisting the urge to dwell in sadness.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that approach?
I think it's a practical and helpful way to navigate those difficult emotions.
Okay.
When we focus on taking positive actions, even small ones,
Right.
we gradually shift our energy away from the pain and begin to move forward.
Yeah.
And by engaging in activities that we enjoy and that bring us a sense of purpose, we can start to rebuild our lives and find joy again.
It's about acknowledging the pain, but not letting it consume us. Exactly.
And I think that's a powerful message of hope for anyone going through a difficult time.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how the video emphasizes the importance of like connection, during times of heartache. It highlights, the value of spending time with loved ones
Right.
as a way to heal.
It makes sense. Humans are social creatures, right?
Yeah,
And having a supportive network can make a huge difference
totally.
when we're struggling.
Absolutely. Sharing our burdens with others can like lighten the load.
Mm-hmm.
And, simply being around people who care about us can boost our mood
Yeah.
and remind us that we're not alone.
The video also talks about channeling our energy back into work and goals
Mhm.
as a way to cope.
Right.
Some people might be hesitant about that,
Yeah.
but I can see how having a sense of purpose
Yeah.
can be incredibly helpful.
I agree. It's not about using work as an escape,
Right.
but rather about like finding meaning and fulfillment
Yeah.
in our endeavors.
When we set goals and work towards them,
Mm-hmm.
it gives us something positive to focus on
Right.
and can help us regain a sense of control.
It's like a reminder that we still have agency,
Mm.
even in the midst of those difficult circumstances.
Yeah.
We can still choose to move forward and
Yeah.
create a future that, we're excited about.
And that proactive approach is a key theme throughout the whole video, right? It's not just about passively hoping for the best.
Mm.
It's about taking concrete steps to create a more positive and fulfilling life.
One of the techniques the video highlights is affirmations, these positive statements that we repeat to ourselves.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about how those work?
Yeah, affirmations tap into the power of repetition and suggestion.
Okay.
By consistently repeating positive statements,
Mhm.
we're essentially reprogramming our subconscious minds. It's like planting seeds of positive beliefs that can eventually grow and blossom into a more positive self-image and outlook.
So it's about, consciously choosing the thoughts we want to cultivate.
Right, exactly.
Rather than letting our minds, default to negativity.
Exactly. And the beauty of affirmations is that they can be tailored
Right.
to our specific needs and goals.
Huh.
Whether we want to boost our confidence, improve our relationships,
Okay.
or achieve success in a particular area,
Yeah.
we can create affirmations that support those aspirations.
So giving ourselves a daily dose of positive self-talk.
Exactly.
The video also mentions visualization as a powerful technique.
Yeah.
We touched on this earlier in the context of anxiety.
Right, right.
But how else can visualization be used to cultivate a more positive mindset?
Well, visualization can be used to create a mental blueprint for success.
Okay.
By vividly imagining ourselves achieving our goals, we're essentially like rehearsing for success and building confidence.
So it's like mental practice for real-life situation.
Precisely. And just like physical practice, mental rehearsal can help us improve our performance and increase our chances of success.
Another technique the video highlights is gratitude journaling.
Yeah.
What's the science behind that, and how can it benefit us?
Well, gratitude journaling is a simple yet powerful practice that involves regularly writing down things we're grateful for.
Right.
This act of focusing on the positive aspects of our lives can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being.
I've heard that practicing gratitude can actually change the structure of our brains.
Yeah, there's growing evidence that gratitude practices can lead to structural changes in the brain,
Okay.
particularly in areas associated with happiness, reward, and social bonding.
So it's like we're literally rewiring our brains for happiness.
Exactly. And the benefits of gratitude extend beyond our mental health.
Okay.
Studies have shown that grateful people tend to be more resilient, have stronger immune systems,
Wow.
and even live longer.
So it's not just about feeling good, it's about living a healthier and more fulfilling life overall.
Absolutely. And the best part is that anyone can practice gratitude. It doesn't require any special skills or resources.
Yeah.
We can all choose to focus on the good in our lives and cultivate a sense of appreciation.
The video also shares some real-life examples of people who have achieved success through positive thinking.
Right.
One story that stood out to me was about an entrepreneur
Yeah.
who faced numerous setbacks,
Yeah.
but never gave up on his dream.
It's a powerful example of how a positive mindset can help us overcome challenges and achieve our goals.
Yeah.
When we believe in ourselves and our vision, we're more likely to persevere even when faced with obstacles.
And that belief in ourselves can be contagious.
Right.
The video talks about how positive people tend to attract other positive people into their lives.
It's the law of attraction in action.
Yeah.
When we radiate positivity, we tend to attract more of it into our lives.
So it's not just about our own individual mindset.
No.
It's about creating a positive ripple effect
Right.
that can impact those around us as well.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to share these techniques and spread the message of positive thinking.
The more we can raise awareness about the power of our minds to shape our reality, the more we can empower individuals to create lives filled with, joy, resilience, and success.
And that brings us back to the video's central message.
Yeah.
That we have more control over our thoughts and feelings than we might realize. It's not always easy, but with consistent effort, we can rewire our brains for greater happiness, resilience, and even physical health.
It's a powerful reminder that we have the ability to choose our thoughts and focus on what we can control rather than getting bogged down by negativity and worry.
And the more we practice these techniques, affirmations, visualization, gratitude, the easier it becomes to cultivate that positive mindset.
Right.
It's like any skill.
Yeah.
The more we use it, the stronger it gets.
So it's not just about having a few positive thoughts here and there. It's about making a conscious effort to cultivate a more positive outlook on life overall.
Exactly. It's about shifting our default setting from negativity to positivity.
Okay.
And believing in our ability to create a brighter future for ourselves and those around us.
And what about the practical application of these ideas? The video talks about setting concrete goals in various areas of life.
Yeah.
From finances to health to relationships.
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Well, goal setting is a crucial aspect of positive thinking.
Okay.
Because it gives us something tangible to strive for.
Okay.
When we set goals that are aligned with our values and aspirations, we create a sense of purpose and direction that can be incredibly motivating.
And by breaking down those larger goals into smaller, actionable steps, we can make progress even when we feel overwhelmed.
Absolutely. It's about taking consistent action, even if it's just one small step at a time. And as we achieve those smaller milestones, it builds momentum and reinforces our belief
in our ability to succeed.
It's like we're creating a positive feedback loop. The more we focus on our goals and take action, the more we believe in ourselves, which leads to further action and greater success.
Precisely, and that's how positive thinking becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So it's not just about wishing for good things to happen. It's about actively creating the conditions for success.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of positive thinking. It's a powerful tool for personal transformation and achievement.
I love how the video emphasizes that this isn't about denying or suppressing negative emotions. It's about acknowledging them. But choosing to focus on the positive.
That's a key point.
It's
not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows us to see the good even in challenging situations.
It's about choosing hope over despair. Resilience over defeat.
And recognizing that we have the power to shape our own reality. Okay, so we've talked about, the science behind positive thinking and how our thoughts can rewire our brains. And we discussed, some really powerful techniques for cultivating a more positive mindset. But how do we actually put all these ideas into practice?
That's the key question.
In our everyday lives.
It's one thing to understand the concepts, but quite another to actually integrate them into our daily routines.
Exactly. So where do we start?
Well, the video emphasizes that it's an ongoing process, It's not a one-time fix. It's about making a conscious choice each and every day to cultivate positivity.
So it's like building a muscle. We need to exercise it regularly to see results.
Precisely. And just like with physical exercise, consistency is key. It's about incorporating small, positive habits into our daily routines.
Like those affirmations we talked about.
Exactly. Starting the day with a few positive affirmations can set a powerful tone for the day ahead. Even just a few minutes, of repeating those positive statements can make a difference.
And what about gratitude journaling? Where does that fit in?
Gratitude journaling is a great way to end the day on a positive note. Taking a few minutes before bed to reflect on the things we're grateful for can help us shift our focus away from any negativity and drift off to sleep with a sense of peace and contentment.
It sounds like a great way to rewire our brains for happiness.
Exactly.
Even while we sleep.
And the beauty of these practices is that they're so simple and accessible. Anyone can incorporate them into their lives, regardless of their circumstances.
And there's so many other techniques out there, too.
The
video mentions things like meditation, spending time in nature, engaging in creative activities.
It's about finding what works best for you and making it a regular part of your life. It's about creating a personalized toolkit for cultivating positivity.
I love that analogy. And as we build up that toolkit, we become more equipped to handle whatever challenges life throws our way.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about being positive all the time. That's not realistic. It's about developing a mindset that allows us to bounce back from setbacks, see opportunities amidst challenges, and ultimately cultivate a deeper sense of joy and resilience.
And that's something we can all strive for.
Absolutely. It's a journey, not a destination. And the more we embrace the power of positive thinking, the more fulfilling that journey becomes.
Well, this has been a really enlightening deep dive into the world of positive thinking. We explored the science, the techniques, and the real-life applications. What stands out to you as the most important takeaway?
For me, it's the reminder that we are not simply victims of our circumstances. We have the power to choose our thoughts, shape our perspectives, and ultimately create a more positive and fulfilling reality for ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. It's a really empowering message. And I hope our listeners will take that to heart.
Yeah, me too. And speaking of our listeners, we'd love to hear from you. What resonated most with you during this deep dive?
What technique are you most excited to try out in your own life?
Share your favorite positivity practices in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this exploration into the power of positive thinking, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. Into all sorts of fascinating topics.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious. Stay positive and keep diving deep.
See you next time.